Look at it. That is so cool. Thank you guys so much. God damn, I love it. Hey, what's going on YouTube? ADCArtAttack here, and welcome back to a brand new drawing video. And today's video is going to spark a little bit of controversy. Now, I have teased a segment or two in a few recent videos, and you have all been absolutely amazing in the comments down below, debating amongst yourselves who is the better character, who is the strongest character, and who you just think would win in a fight. Now, all of this was leading to a tease for today's video, which I'm finally happy to bring. And remember that no matter what side of the fence you're on, Goku is the strongest. Whoa, 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 stop there. Superman bench pressed the weight of the earth for 5 days. And Goku nearly destroyed a universe in his fight with Beerus. Yeah, right, okay. That was a movie plot hole, and they've never done anything like that since. And besides, Superman can lift infinity. Yeah, with help. Yeah, come on. Infinity plus infinity is infinity. It doesn't matter how many people are helping. So how is Superman gonna catch Goku? Superman moves 100 times faster than the speed of light. Yeah, but Goku moves instantly. Yeah, but his technique allows him to disappear and appear at one spot. Okay. So infinity is infinity, but instant isn't Ultra Instinct. Superman Prime. Watch out, coming through. How about you? Whose side are you on? Leave a comment down below, and while you're doing that, enjoy the rest of the video, and yeah, I do hope you like this drawing. Personally, my money is on Crash because he's packing heat. He'd probably beat both of them, but hey, what's your opinion? Leave a comment down below. Enjoy. Alrighty, so starting things off, I think I should begin by saying the reason this drawing took me so long to produce is because I'm finally jobless. I'm finally free from my job and I'm able to focus on YouTube full time. Also, I'll be starting up my live streams again, so if you're interested in that, follow me at twitch.tv/ADCArtAttack. I'll probably do one a week, but we'll see how it goes. Which meant for this particular piece, I wanted to take a little bit more time and get the overall look of these characters that I really wanted. So that meant for the first time in almost 2 years, I was able to sit down for a lengthy period of time and actually do some sketches, rough sketches of what I wanted to do, and actually get the idea that I wanted pretty well done. Now that said, I am using a couple references here and I am heavily altering them to suit my needs, desires, and whatever I want them to look like. I'll throw up on screen towards the end of the video those references in particular, but just know that yes, I do have something on hand, however I am altering the images to what I want them to look like. So today I drew a little bit different than normally. I actually chose to stick with drawing the one character first before moving on to the next one. Now usually the best thing that you could do is plan out the entire drawing in advance. However, I just decided, you know what, I want to focus just on Goku first because I had a general idea. Doing the rough sheets that I did to the side, I had an idea in mind of what I was going to do anyway. So I figured I'd put all of my eggs into one basket and I'd focus on Goku. Once I've got that character design down, then we'll move on to doing Superman. So I'm just using a standard sketch pencil here. Nothing fancy, just any pencil, just to sketch down the image, and when I'm done with that, I'll move on to using my Unipin fine liners for getting those outlines. And while we're doing this, I figured I would just talk a little bit about why I've chosen to do Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku as opposed to just doing Base Form Goku. I'm a big fan of Superman and Goku. I think it's obvious that I am a massive Dragon Ball fan, but yes, I am a big fan of Superman as well. And I'm aware that this character is massively powerful. Now, depending on your iterations, depending on where you grab your source materials from, he has been shown in various comics to be literally invincible. It is quite crazy the power that he has been shown to have. And on the other side, Goku has been shown to be not invincible, but he has been shown to just be a powerhouse. So I figured, hey, I'm gonna pick the strongest form of Goku versus just Superman, I guess, because he doesn't have transformations. You know, I could do the Prime 1 million, which is just all golden, but I think that's quite boring and it didn't really have any sort of development to it. It was just kind of shown and that was it. There wasn't really much on it. So that's why I chose Ultra Instinct, and to be honest, I really like Ultra Instinct. I think it's fantastic. I didn't like the introduction of it into the series, but I really think it's one of my favorite forms. I just think it didn't have a place in the series. It was way too late in the game for this to be introduced. And right now it just seems that it's the Goku show. Dragon Ball has just become, I guess it was always the Goku show, but now it's just way too much. It's just really quite frustrating actually, being that I am such a massive Dragon Ball Z in particular fan. So I'm a little bit upset with the way that Super went, but hey, it gives us some new content to work with. Okay, so now that we have finished drawing Goku, we got a nice base for him right here. Nothing too detailed, but we've got a good idea of what we're going for. I did superimpose the hand and the leg. I wanted to make it a little bit smaller. I just wanted to impose a little bit more depth to this overall image, so that is why the hand is so huge. It was an intentional thing for me to do, and yeah, it's not a mistake, don't worry about that. Now, regarding the characters' sizes, their scales, I had a little search online and I wanted to find out exactly how tall these characters were. Now, I do know that Superman is considerably taller than Goku. I knew that he was a very tall character, so I wanted to just make sure how much taller he was. Turns out Goku is around 5'9", 5'10", so that puts him at around my height. Superman is around 6'2", which makes him a monster. He is huge. And he's a powerhouse, so I wanted that to be shown in this drawing, so I opted to draw him in a quite big bulky way, and I just made sure to add those extra few inches onto his height. He may appear a little bit taller, but I think I got the scales quite right. It's not too bad. I think I did alright with this. You'll have to let me know. So now this is where things got difficult for me. I began this by layering down the base colors, and I think that this is a great way to just get an overall look on what you're doing, and I chose to do one character at a time just to make sure that I wasn't getting too confused when coloring this in. I think it's a fantastic tip, and I really do think that you should just minimize the amount of work you've got to do in one sitting. That said, I didn't really know what kind of coloring style I was going to go for with these characters. I didn't know if I was going to go comic, manga, a little bit of the both, so I tried a little bit of the both. I gave Goku a little bit more dynamic image to him. He has, as I say, the bigger hands, the leg is a little longer, the other one is a little bit shorter and a little bit further away, and I also gave him a few black lines under the cheeks. Nothing crazy, but enough to sort of differentiate him from his normal style. So when it came to coloring, I was in two minds whether I should do the Broly movie style, which has two tones, or whether I should do the free tones. Now, I'm a big fan of the free tones, although I do like two tones as well, so I bit the bullet and I went for 2 and 3. In some areas you'll see two tones, especially in some of the skin areas and around his, let's say, his undershirt, and then in other areas you'll see 3 tones. I think the blend of doing this style worked really well, and I think the outcome was fantastic, so I'm going to let you enjoy that now before we move on to Superman. Now, Superman was a little bit different. With Superman, I wanted to blend a little bit more of his details into this because he is an extremely muscular character and I wanted that to show. See, Goku is just wearing baggy clothes, but Superman is wearing quite skin tight clothes. I mean, it doesn't really get any more skin tight than these. So I really wanted to showcase his muscle, and I wanted to showcase that by using the shadows. Now, a great tip for many people is, a lot of people say to me, you know, they wish they could do artwork if they had a variety of colors. Well, for the most part, I'm using the same color here. Now, that said, I do have an array of colors, but I am using one color to achieve 3 tones when I'm doing the blues. And I'm also using one other color to apply the shadows, but you can substitute the darkest one for black if you so choose. It just gives you a different appearance. I like to go for the dark blue because I didn't want to throw off the contrast of Goku on the other side. So yeah, I'm pretty much just using 2 blues to get the desired effect here, and I think it works well. And it's got to be said, I think across the board, I mostly just use 2 colors across the whole thing, except for the reds. I chose to use 4, I think actually. No, I chose to use 3, but then I doubled up on one of them. And yeah, just the reason for that, again, is the same reason with Goku. I didn't know if I wanted to use 2 tones, 3 tones, so I went for 3 tones in some areas and 2 tones for another. When I say 2 tones, I mean I'm using one color to do 2 things, and then another color to do another thing. So that just kind of, that's 2 tones, I think. It's not 2 shadow layers, it's 2 tones. It works. When doing this, the challenge here is to make sure that the light source is consistent across the board with these characters. Now, the lighting can come from anywhere. The lighting, there could be lights below them, they could be above buildings, they could be above a fire, they could be above anything. It's up to you to decide as the artist where your light source comes from and what your image is depicting. With this one, I chose not to go for a background, and actually I chose not to go for a background because I might do a background tutorial in a later video, so I really wanted to keep this one quite clean just in case I do that, and I also think it looks really nice when it's finished. Well, with all that being said, I'm going to let this drawing continue to play out now, and I will come back at the end when it is complete. I do hope you're enjoying it so far, and I will see you in a moment. Enjoy. Okay, so here we are, the drawing is now complete, and I must say this actually came out the way I saw it. There are 2, maybe 3 areas that I'm a little bit about because I didn't plan those before. I'll throw up on screen my pre-planned one. It actually went wrong, and the reason it went wrong is because I was quite lazy and quite sloppy with it. In the middle of this, I actually had to retrace over my original to get this final product. So I had to trace over my original, which took me an hour and a half because it was so many minute details, and then I had to recolor the entire thing, which was a little bit tedious, but hey, had to be done. But in the end, I'm super happy that I did stop myself from continuing when I thought to myself, hey, I've made a mistake here, this is not going the way I want it to look. I know many people are probably going to look at it and say there's nothing too wrong with the way it was going, but for me personally, it just wasn't the way I was seeing it, so I changed it later on, and I'm super happy with this result. I'm really happy. I think Superman looks fantastic. I really like the overall, the S actually is kind of the standout point for me. I think the S is very basic, but it looks just fantastic up against the blue. Goku, on the other hand, I just think this is one of my favorite Goku drawings that I've done because I got a really nice dynamic look in his face, but that hand, I'm really super happy that I chose to go like that, to make some small areas a little bit larger. And if you'll notice, I actually framed them symmetrically apart. Goku's face and Goku's hand are exactly the same distance apart as Superman's face and Superman's hand, and that was for the dynamic part of this image, for the mirrored symmetry, if you will. All in all, I think this image came together very nicely. They fit together like a jigsaw puzzle, and that was the point of this. As you can see, Superman's leg between Goku's legs, the way that they cross over. This was a technical drawing for me, and I'm super happy with the results. I do hope you like it too. At the end of the day, the one question is Goku versus Superman, Goku Mastered Ultra Instinct versus Superman at any form you decide to choose of him. Who do you think is the most powerful hero? And hey, as a separate question, who do you think is the best hero? Me personally, I think... I'm not going to tell you what I think. I hope you like the drawing. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.